Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of SDGC Live. It is Thursday, December 16th. Only a couple more weeks left until what will most assuredly be a much better year for everyone
Why
involved.
would you fucking say that?
Why? 2022 is going to curb stomp us all and be like, I thought you thought it was bad now.
Finn, no. It's going to be
over.
fantastic, guys. It's going
Sorry.
to be great.
John ruined it.
How dare you?
I mean, this is going to be that's going to be the year that we get the pixel remasters on console. So it can't be a bad year. And Finn, speaking of pixel remasters,
Final Fantasy VI,
Final Fantasy VI pixel remaster
Didn't even let anybody else say a word.
Oh,
No.
I told you.
Not
Hey,
even
Finn
nobody
warned
else
you.
even said hi.
And by
we
Sam,
didn't
I
mention
of
that
course
Sam is
mean-
here this week.
Finn warned you.
Sam is just here to bear witness to the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster podcast. Well, that's actually, we're renaming the SDGC to the
The Final Fantasy VI pixel remaster cast.
Yes. The S stands for final, but the S
Wait.
is silent, and the D stands for fantasy. Again, the D is silent. The G stands for six. The G is silent, and the C stands for pixel remaster. Again, C is silent. So the
I've never been witness to a violent crime, but I feel like it has to be something like this. It's just awful. I feel powerless.
good times.
Fantastic. Interesting. Everybody, welcome to the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster cast, where we talk about nothing but Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster.
Man, those screenshot released by
all
Famitsu.
2 screenshots for the next hour and a half.
There were
5 or 6
5 or
screenshots,
6,
my friend.
sir. Okay.
I only saw 2.
Well, you weren't looking, were you?
That
Justin,
sounds
you
more
weren't
like a
looking hard
Justin
enough.
problem.
All right, let's get off of Final Fantasy VI for now. We'll come back to it later because I think Derek
Let's get
might
off
be
the
about
Final
to-
Fantasy VI Phantom train and jump
Let's-
back on the Final Fantasy VI.
Derek
airship.
is about to have an episode here. He's like, I took a fucking slepple for this.
Hold on, I can bring Derek back. Gundam.
Yeah,
Big
no, that's
robots,
working.
Derek.
Yeah.
Warrior.
A trick.
Mech-
It was all
Derek.
a trick. Final
Mech Warrior,
Fantasy VI
Derek.
is back.
Derek, think Mech Warrior. Think big robots. Big giant robots with
I'd like to talk about the Game
Cannons.
Awards.
Game Awards. Oh,
Well-
you know what? Speaking of Game Awards and robots, where was Schick Hydrobot? The real
Chick
crime.
Hydrobot was missing.
The real crime of 2021 was the lack of
the
Schick
cryptid that
Hydrobot.
you marry, not fuck. The cryptid that you marry. You fuck the
well,
Mothman.
yeah.
You fuck the Mothman.
You fuck the Mothman.
You
kill
kill
live action Sonic.
Yeah.
Live action version 1 Sonic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Live
1.0.
action- Yeah. 2.0 Sonic is fine. That's fine. So guys, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got the Game Awards. We're gonna go over our thoughts from last week. Sam is here. Sam Tolbert from Windows Central is here because, as always, as is the annual SDGC tradition. I'm already 1 beer in. It's a powerful fucking beer. He streams with us every year.
It's a
For the Game
tradition.
Awards.
Sam's got to be here for Game
Yeah.
Awards related stuff.
Yeah, and afterwards, we like to have him here to pull it all apart like warm bread and just talk about that shit. And Derek, did we want to talk about what we've been playing before we launch into the Game Awards?
I think we got a little time. If we don't spend like a crap load of time on what we've been playing.
All right,
We've got a little time.
all right. Let's go fast. I'm gonna go quick. I finished Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster. Great. If you love Final Fantasy V, it's wonderful.
What a change in topic.
It's hey, it's not Final Fantasy VI. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? And it's what I've been playing. I'd love to tell you I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV, but nobody is really playing Final Fantasy XIV right now. I did beat Endwalker, and it was everything I wanted it to be, and now I'm just waiting for the servers to calm down. But because wow. And I have also, for people who can see this in chat, I have also been playing the Analog Pocket, which I finally received after 18 months. I had pre-ordered this thing like back in 2020. I pre-ordered this in August 2020.
Yeah.
And I finally got it. It's wonderful. This thing it's beautiful. It plays every single Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance game from the cart. There's no emulation here. What's being emulated is the hardware itself. It runs on FPGA. It is an absolute joy. Finn's got his. It's an absolute joy. This is what I've been playing for the past couple days, and I'm having a real hard time putting it down. Derek's been playing mobile games apparently. No. But yeah, I told you I'd be quick, and I am. There it is. Final Fantasy in Analog Pocket. Fucking shocker.
Justin's been playing Cat.
I have been.
He wins. Out of all of us.
I think Cat is the best option of
hi.
anything that we've been playing.
Say hi, Zeke.
Hey, Zeke.
Is he okay? He won't leave. he does not like being held for long. I guess I'll go next. So I haven't really been playing all that much lately. I've mostly just been playing Battlefield 2042, which I actually enjoy. So yeah, not really much to report on there. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game despite the issues with it. I've still been playing it pretty regularly. I know for me, Battlefield's always just kind of, even when it's not great, it's still better than most other multiplayer games by a pretty significant margin. So yeah, just been playing Battlefield mostly because I'm too broke to afford the games that I want to pick up, and yeah, so I'm just getting my mileage out of that one.
And Finn, it's been a while, bud. Why don't you go next?
Yeah, you've been busy being a dad.
Sure have been. Boy howdy, 9 months. 9 months. How the time flies. What have I been playing?
Peekaboo,
Guardians of the
probably.
Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. It's dope.
Guardians.
I have officially done the intro mission in Halo Infinite campaign. Because and let me tell you, it already has like one of the most iconic lines in the whole franchise for me, which is like, you only have one bullet. What can you do against the army? And Chief's like, it's enough. And I'm like, yeah, that's my boy's back. The best thing 343 did was just pretend 4 and 5 never happened. You're just like, that's fine. So been played just a little bit of that, and then the bulk of my time has been with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, and because Saki is currently playing Pokemon Shining Pearl. She's never played that generation. It's one of my favorite generations, so we're going hard on that. And then that's it. Those 3 games, ping pong in between them, and then soon, Final Fantasy VI, a dance, the way God intended.
You've convinced me, Finn. I've got to pause Golden Sun and pop Final Fantasy VI in there. I have to do it.
Yeah, it's fine.
What a twist.
How did you not do that already?
Because
John,
I knew the Pixel remaster was coming out soon. Okay.
Look at Justin subtly swinging the conversation back to Final Fantasy VI.
I know.
So about Final Fantasy VI. So my favorite character.
Anyway, I'm picking my cat again.
Finn, before Derek leaves the podcast,
I'm gonna just keep picking the cat up.
I wanna move over to our producer who is drinking. Derek, what's that glass there you got, bud?
It's an SDGC. It's backwards because everyone's seeing my screen, and my webcam is going to be flipped. And well, not for you, but for the viewers, it is.
For the viewers, it's back.
Yes, but it's an SDGC old-fashioned glass with which I have made a cheater's old-fashioned.
Nice. Brittany's being Brittany in the chat.
Good for her.
Honestly,
I mean, more power to her.
Y'all need me and her to keep y'all on your toes.
She's a queen. Like, Derek, please, by all means.
Yeah. I have been primarily playing Halo Infinite's campaign for the past week and some change. So it's funny because not long ago, I had never really played a Halo game. And Sam, among others, urged me to get into the franchise. And I tried the Master Chief Collection and burned through all the campaigns on stream. Wonderful time. So the only one I haven't played is Infinite. Or no, 5. I'm playing Infinite, obviously. I'm really enjoying it. The addition of the grappling hook is like, you can never get rid of that. It's there for good. There are other tools you can use instead of the grappling hook, but why would you? The grappling hook is the best.
They should make that permanent and just let you have other powers.
Yeah. It's very fun. It's very good. The writing is very good. It's well designed. It's fun to kind of be janky and exploit like the AI, like and do some classic Halo bullshit. Master Chief, like you said, Finn, there's a lot more speaking from Master Chief, but it's all that very short, snappy, kind of really, really good, barely dialogue from him that's packed with personality. I never got Master Chief before like a year ago, and now I'm totally there. When he just goes improvise, I'm like, yes, I love you, friend. I love Weapon. I love the new AI. Incredible. Her and the pilot, like the supporting cast of Halo Infinite's very good at creating with Master Chief, a kind of really solid 3-person cast, 3 really distinct personalities, 3 very distinct outlooks on any given situation. Anyone who's ever doubted 343, I've never been that invested in the conversation about Halo, but like, this game rules. I love it. It's very good. I'm going to be sad when I beat it because I don't have to stop playing it because I don't play online multiplayer.
Same. I will replay it again once online co-op comes out because that's the real draw for me.
That's going to be some shit.
Still bummed that did not make it to launch because that is the greatest part of Halo.
Yeah, I'm a blast. It's a blast. I'm having a lot of fun. What you been playing?
Yep. Yeah. So me, Halo Infinite. So I'll try not to
I'm fucking
too much.
stunned by this revelation.
You are not one to talk about being stunned about who's been playing what games. Like, man, a line about getting the pole out of your own eye before you find your neighbor's spec is really like it's jumping to mind here. Good lord, man. How dare you? No, I'll try not to retread too much ground, but Halo Infinite is incredible. Halo Infinite is fantastic. I've said this multiple times to Justin because he and I have been talking about it. Like, I'm running out of ways to explain how the physics-based gameplay is just too darn good. Like, they nailed... Halo has always had some nonsense in the physics. Like, it's always been a little bit, just a tiny bit off, just a little bit floaty, just a little bit weird, but in a good way. And Infinite just takes that and runs for the hills. I cannot explain how fun it is to just load up a Warthog with Marines, give them all rocket launchers, and then just Skyrim hop your way up a mountain and be like, hey, guess what? There's a brute boss up here? Not anymore, there isn't.
I mean, that's basically every experience I had in the Marine Corps, Sam.
Okay, so you know firsthand.
Right, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, one of the
right
primary
there.
methods of combat in Halo Infinite is grappling hooking a energy cell to you and just yeeting it into a crowd, which is
throwing energy cells is the greatest.
Yeah, it's too good. And I don't want to spoil anything, but the writing is much better than I expected.
Oh yeah.
It is a spiritual reboot, definitely, but I will say, like, I don't want to give too much away. They actually do tie up things from 4 and 5. I will say that. Like, they do address those issues. And while not perfect, I think they do it in a very, very darn good way. I finished the campaign a few days ago, and I'm going to be replaying on Legendary and finding all the skulls. And I'm sure I'll be replaying it again when co-op drops multiple times through that, of course. And I'll be replaying it when the first campaign expansion comes out. But I can't talk too much about that. So.
Well,
cool.
Keep your secrets then, Sam. I don't need them.
Oh, wow. Sam actually just DM'd me. I can't believe
Wow, that's
do.
wild.
I know. Oh, he didn't ask me to keep it quiet, though.
Crazy
so this is a scoop from Sam Tolbert of Windows Central.
That's not a secret. That's not secret information.
I can't believe that they're going
launching on the new Intellivision system.
They're actually going to kill Master Chief and replace Master Chief with Doom Guy.
That's incredible.
Shocked.
Wow, what a revelation.
That's true brand synergy. Really bringing Bethesda into the fold. You heard it here first.
I actually do fully expect there to be Doom Guy armor in Halo Infinite at some point. Like
that brand synergy's
that's
happening.
Stupidly obvious, right?
For sure.
It has to.
Yeah.
You got to.
So speaking of things that have questionable synergy, let's talk about the Game Awards.
That's not a good transition, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
No, it was good. It was good.
Okay.
So last week we had, what is it, the 6th Game Awards? Was this the 6th Game Awards show, something like that?
I thought 2014 was the first, so it would have been the 7th, right?
The 7th. Okay, all right. It was 6th or 7th or something like that. So it was the 7th Game Awards show. I feel like this show gets more and more disjointed every year. Say what you want about it, whether you love it or you hate it, you have to say it is one of the most divisive award shows or / game reveal shows. I don't even know how to really label it in the entire industry.
It's really funny how every year the Game Awards comes around, and every year it's like 3+ hours, and they announce that. And every year we manage to forget that the previous one was 3+ hours.
Yeah, it's
because
like, I can't believe it's this long.
you stop being able to track how long this fucking show is once you're halfway through it. Especially if you're because here's the thing. For those of you who didn't watch the SDGC stream last week, I was not there. That's not surprising. I haven't been here in a while, but this is the first Game Awards in a long time I haven't done, and it's a lot more enjoyable when you're not sitting there constantly like waiting for nonstop announcements in order to create banter and create capital C content. So, but even so, yeah, when you're in it, God, that's a long fucking show.
Yeah, and like Derek, I'm on your side here. I agree with you. Even by Game Awards standards, this was a long show. Yeah. Like, I swear this was longer than usual.
Well, I mean, it had more. I think it had more like actual commercial breaks. I mean, the whole thing is kind of a commercial, but like the same repeated few like commercial ads that they have every year. Like, I feel like it had more of those, and like there wasn't as many like clear breaks between when the show was and then those started, and then
there's no real, and that's my thing, that's one of my things, right, is that there's no real indication as to when we're getting one of those quote unquote commercial breaks, right? It just kind of launches into a series of ads, and it's, and what irritates the shit out of me is that often you'll see the same ad over and over and over across the entire show.
You keep saying that though, but which one? I never really encountered repeated ones.
The Google Play one, I must have seen 3 or 4 times. Last year was particularly egregious with the and it's the mobile ads, right? Like those things, they just recycle those things. But like as far as the actual meat and potatoes of the entire broadcast, I've been thinking about this because I knew we were going to pick it apart this week, and I've spent the last week kind of categorizing my thoughts on this. And one thing I realized is that this year they really front-loaded that show with big announcements.
I feel like a lot of the big.
That's what I was going to say.
Early.
I think that's what really hurt the pacing in the second half. Is the second half's announcements just did not carry the same weight as the first half, so even like the final, like you always stay for that one last thing, right? And the one last thing just kind of was not.
I don't even remember what the one last thing was.
It was the Matrix one. It was the Matrix.
It was that
thing.
Matrix.
The tech demo.
Which is super cool.
Which is good. Yes.
But it's something that you need to experience for it to be cool. It's not very cool when you're watching it on a stream.
And also, it had already been announced, and there was a preload up for a few days. Like, I already had the thing installed on my PS5. The cool part was that it was live, and then I could go check it out and play around with that. Which, honestly, if you have a console that can run it, check that tech demo out.
Like,
it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. It's really cool.
Can I get?
But it wasn't great for like the ending of the show, especially because it was like just the tie-in for the movie, and they're like, oh, now check out this thing on your system. Like, it wasn't focused on like the gaming side of it.
Can I get a small dramatic thing that's going to hang over the whole damn thing unless we get it out of the way? The way.
Yep.
Please.
Is there's been a lot of kerfuffle over Geoff Keighley's
of the word kerfuffle.
Geoff Keighley's handling of Jeff Keighley. I don't know why I'm saying it like Joff. It's written like Joffrey. Jeff Keighley's handling of kind of denouncing Activision Blizzard and the harassment's been going on within the company. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's, look, we've covered and been talking about this on multiple podcasts. We're fucking tired of talking about it, but it doesn't end. It was good to see him talk more frankly and openly about it on like Reddit and on Twitter after there was some backlash. And obviously in the Game Awards, put out a pretty strong statement condemning, harassment and abuse within the industry. It then got a little frustrating. Like, it was like a good thing. And then
Quantic Dream. Here's a game from Quantic Dream who has
many. The primary thing that was called out was like harassment on social media.
Right.
Which, like, Twitch harassment in particular, and Twitter harassment, like that's like a huge problem. That is a thing worth calling out and denouncing at all times. But I think a lot of people felt weird that was a thing that got called out specifically.
It muddied the core of the message because
But somebody
I'm kind
made
of
a
torn
good
on this
point.
because I know who Keeley is, and I know he's a hype man and a cheerleader and stuff, and getting him to say anything was kind of more than I expected.
Yeah.
But I think kind of the phrasing and him throwing in the harassment thing muddied kind of what he was.
So
getting at.
here's something. So one of the friends of the show, and I cannot remember specifically who it was. So I'm not going to attempt to attribute it, but friend of the show and either journalist or notable content creator made an excellent point on Twitter, which is like, look, I know people were expecting Keeley to talk about Activision Blizzard, but like, it's not just Activision Blizzard. Like the same stuff has been going on at Ubisoft and Riot, and like a lot of the people who were yelling about Activision Blizzard would have been happy if he said Activision Blizzard, despite the fact that would have left Ubisoft and Riot and like some other companies off the table. So like, and I think that made me rethink some things. Is like, Activision Blizzard is the hot thing, but this is an industry-wide problem. So
The position he's in, the issue is like, not that it wouldn't be justified, but once you do name someone, okay, where's the threshold for naming someone else? At what point? Like, do they have to hit a certain harassment meter? God, I feel sick even saying that. But like, you know what I'm trying. What I'm trying to say here is like, it does. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm with Justin. Him saying anything at all, milquetoast as it was more.
That
than
was
I
worth
expected.
something.
The two things I think. One thing I think that would have made his statement stronger. And I know there's so much about, who do you name versus who do you don't, but I think if he had also just said, these conversations are ongoing at companies that we have showcased and celebrated the games of on this stage. And something, I think that would have just kind of gone a little bit farther just to kind of like.
But then we had the David Cage Star Wars game.
Oh God,
that
transition.
Well, hold on. Hold on. I want to say something about this as well.
Okay, and then let's move on because I think we are all sick to death of talking about Activision Blizzard.
I am too, but
at the moment.
I am too, but I
we'll get our piece in and then move on. Right. Let's get it out the fucking way.
For me, it all kind of rang a little hollow because, I mean, let's face it, Jeff did this because of the backlash. I don't believe had there been the level of backlash that there was, or the level of people asking for a statement, I don't believe there would have been one, because what you got to remember, one of the heads of Activision is on the board of the Game Awards. So, as far as I'm concerned, Activision has their hands in that pie. And, this is something that, like, either name names or get the fuck out. If Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft can all do it, then you can too, Jeff. You can too. And that's how I feel about it. I too am tired of fucking talking about it, but I'm also tired of it fucking happening. I'm tired of it being ignored by big content creators. It's always the little people. It's always the small content creators who talk about this shit ad nauseum, week after week after week after week. Podcasts like this and other small content creators talk about this shit, but the big ones don't. The big ones are not willing to name names, and that is what I got from Jeff. And it pissed me off and it frustrated me to no end. So until he's willing to name names, until people are actually willing to call this shit out by name, whatever, it's lip service. Like, yeah, it's good that you're saying something, but fucking go after these people. Fucking nothing's gonna change unless you fucking swing that big ass hammer you have and knock the fucking wall down.
Can I make a wonderful transition?
Yes.
Excellent. So they make the announcement. They start playing the Star Wars trailer. And I have to be real with you. I was super into the Star Wars trailer, and I was super hoping it was like I think a lot of us were kind of expecting maybe like an announcement for Jedi Fallen Order 2.
That's what I was thinking.
And that's what I thought that trailer was.
I thought that was going to be the Knights of the Old Republic remake at first.
I don't know that I got KOTOR vibes off that, but
I mean,
but then again,
it was prequel era, so
I'm not
Well, no,
a
that's
Star
why I said it
Wars
first.
like expert, so I don't know. You show me Star Wars shit, and I'm like, it's all the same.
It's a
to me.
lightsaber.
Yeah, but yeah. So like, I was super into it, and then it was Quantic Dream.
I mean, I was live on stream. I was like a second ahead of everybody else. And
The
we were
whole
watching that
timeline.
trailer, and then
Yeah.
the Quantic Dream logo popped up on screen.
My
and
wife was
reaction.
sitting next to me, and she was super into it because she's a Star Wars fan. And I went, "God damn it!" As soon as Quantic Dream showed up, and Martha was like, "What's wrong with them?" And I was like, "They don't make games for word I won't say on stream." Like
The reaction from the panel was just like one big collective. Oh no!
Well, my entire timeline was just nonstop. Oh my god, yes! Oh my god, this is so cool! And then the fastest 180. Like people got whiplash trying to type out their reactions. Like it was
like
so quick.
It was like
universal. Universal.
It was like it was like that Chris Farley gif where he's like. He gets like real dubious real quick, and the balls on Jeff Keighley to say all that warm shit he had just said, and then fucking announce a Quantic Dream.
I will say this: it was very awe-inspiring, as Finn pointed out, like watch everybody be super into a thing up till the very moment Quantic Dream is in there, and then everybody's like, "No, we've already heard the stories. Fuck this." So
yeah,
but that kind of set the stage for like this is gonna be a weird Game Awards show, and it kind of was. Like I never regained my footing after that.
Yeah, no, the whole rest of the show, it was like jumping between something I was like really happy about to something I was very skeptical of or have like a lot to criticize about. And like that trailer and like especially coming right after that statement was just the perfect encapsulation of that.
Do we just want to all talk like some of our individual highlights of the show?
Yeah, like
because I couldn't tell you what happened in order if you put a
Star
gun to my
Wars
head.
was not one of them.
Other than Star Wars being first.
Star Wars was for 95% of the trailer.
Yeah.
And then it's
and then the credits popped up and we were all like, oh.
So much for that. I think a lot of like the one that a lot of people are going to say is Alan Wake 2, right? Now we had all been hearing rumors about Alan Wake 2, and I have mixed feelings on this. The trailer was great. I love Alan Wake. I'll tell you, Sam's like, I'll tell you my mixed feelings. It had nothing to do with the game itself or the announcement. I love the fact that we're getting a full-on survival horror game from Remedy. Mm-hmm. That fucking rules. I feel like this would have hit so much harder had it been at the end. Had this been like that one more thing announcement, but again, like this goes back to the award show being incredibly front loaded, right? And what that trailer did was kind of make you think like, holy shit, if they're announcing this now, like what's coming later? Oh fuck, if they're leading with this in the first 30 minutes, and we all know how that turned out. So I feel like that actually lessened the impact of the trailer. Combined with the fact that we kind of knew this was a thing that was coming.
See, I somehow as an Alan Wake respecter from launch day, I somehow missed everything about Alan Wake 2 being rumored. So this came up and it's funny because I had no idea this was even a thing that was rumored. And this came up and my first thought was, oh, this kind of seems like it might be an Alan Wake sequel. And then I was like, no, because they're really going off vibes for Alan Wake. It's definitely not Alan Wake. And then the title screen pops up for Alan Wake 2, and I went like, ah!
Alan Wake 2, starring a genetic crossover between Keanu Reeves and Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's the same guy. He just has a beard. It's the same actor.
I know.
Thank you for quoting me, John. John over here quoting my hilarious observation.
But everybody had that observation.
That announcement.
Okay.
That announcement for me was really big. The writing's kind of been on the wall for Alan Wake 2 for a bit since. Basically, the big thing was there was a game publishing deal that Remedy got from Epic, and the first one ended up being a remaster of Alan Wake. which means the second one
Was
we were
probably-
pretty.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially when they've gone out of their way to say what the others with 505 games are, but that one not being named, like
the Alan Wake DLC for Control. Plus, what was I don't remember what show it was, but one of the guys from Remedy came out and he was wearing a t-shirt that said Alan Wake is not dead, but it was hidden under the jacket, so you couldn't really read most of it. But I was like, that shirt says Alan Wake is not dead, and he's covering it. So,
but I mean, it was just also good to see the reactions from the team. I only recently played Alan Wake for the first time, but it was a game I followed a lot even before it came out because that game had been announced for a long time and went through a lot of iterations
what a special game.
Finally releasing. But it's one of those announcements that you can tell the team is so excited to be working on this game. They're so excited to be able to tell us that they're working on this game.
I know.
And the fact that it's happening, I'm really excited. And Remedy going full on survival horror is just a dream game from me, and the fact that it's tied in with Alan Wake, I think, could be really something special. I'm really, really, really hoping for that game. Obviously, that game was the highlight, of the announcements for me as well, and it was great to see.
I feel weird because I'm like the only one that wasn't a highlight. Like it was cool, but it didn't even crack my top 5.
And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's the wonderful thing. We all have different highlights to bring.
I'm generally not the biggest Remedy fan. Like the only Remedy game I've ever really enjoyed is Alan Wake. So had this been another Remedy game that wasn't Alan Wake, I would think, oh, okay, whatever. Like I don't get the whole Remedy thing, but okay. Having said that, like it's one of the I'm with Derek, right? Like I am I know it was announced, but I'm having a really tough time discerning the order in which it was announced because the show itself was just
it was like
fucking fragmented.
It was like the third or fourth.
It was relatively early.
Pretty early. It was really
It was
early.
the fourth thing because I want to say it was after.
It was after Hellblade. I know that.
Yeah. Which you want to talk about a highlight? That's the other highlight for me.
Oh, why they could have fucking ended on that and been square. Like, I mean,
those were the
incredible.
two biggest, in my opinion.
Hellblade looks fucking amazing, and that was all in game, right? Like that was all that was
gameplay. It wasn't the
gameplay.
in-engine thing.
Like,
Yup.
wow, holy fucking shit! And guys, if you have not played Hellblade, anybody listening to
I
this,
guess I need to play Hellblade.
You need to play Hellblade
rules.
Derek, you need to play Hellblade.
Derek,
It's not a long game. It's like 5 hours.
Yeah, and
maybe.
Okay.
Derek,
I'm all about some 5-hour games. Let's go.
everybody here will back me up on this. It is
I'm
a
a grown-up
requirement.
with no time, so...
Derek, you have to play this with headphones.
Yes.
Well, the nice thing is I have superbly expensive headphones.
Good.
Well, they're perfectly designed for this game.
Yeah, dude, like if you're not playing with headphones, you're missing out on half the experience.
Okay.
Like, it is because she has
I'm all about excellent audio design.
No, John,
in
don't
games,
even tell
so.
him. Don't even tell him. Let him experience it.
Yeah, no.
I
Hellblade
know
is
the
awesome.
basic concepts.
Yeah,
so.
like I mean, she has it's a great it is the most accurate depiction of a form of mental illness that I've seen in games.
Yeah.
I mean, Ninja Theory has outright said like they work with Cambridge researchers, like top of the line.
The
Top
game
class.
has
and they
a
also-
documentary about that.
When they also talked with people who suffer from psychosis, like Senwa does, and it just then the result is just.
I mean, I have an extremely good friend who's schizophrenic, so like I know about this stuff, and like I know about this stuff like firsthand from somebody who deals with it. So
Now this is an Xbox exclusive, right?
Yes.
Yes.
This will be. And what's interesting to me is because I loved the Hellblade 2 reveal trailer, but it was very different in tone.
It was weird,
Senua's Sacrifice. This, however, was like a good middle ground where it's like, okay, I get what you're going for. Now I understand what you're going into. And the creative director Tamim has actually talked about what they want to explore with this one is like not just personal psychosis, but ideas of how myths and gods and religion and monsters affect our mental health and our suffering and how we translate that trauma. So seeing Senua like leading a group of soldiers, a group of picked warriors, and trying to kill this giant, and it's all very, very dark horror. And Hai Lung is doing the music, and Hai Lung is an excellent folk pagan band. Like, yeah, I'm all in.
It was a Jotun, right, Sam? It was a Jotun.
Folk
They referred to it as a Jotun in the trailer. Yeah.
Yes. No, Derek. Like, go look them up. Like Hai Lung. That's HEILUNG. Like,
Sam, one of my favorite tracks to work out to is actually the bridge battle theme from the first Hellblade.
Yeah.
Those big, like, heavy Viking chants.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like all in Scandinavian. Like, oh, dude, I love working out to that shit.
Yeah.
Hellblade is gonna be. When is that coming out?
We do not have a release date.
There was no information about it.
There was no release date.
In the future.
In the future. If I was a betting person, I would say very early 2023. That is just me reading the tea leaves and using my tidbits of information. That is not official, though.
I mean, it seemed it was a pretty generous vertical slicing gameplay. So
it was, but also Ninja Theory has been very open about the fact that they were caught, with, as many studios were, with the pandemic, because they were actually transitioning studios. They were moving into a much bigger location that Microsoft help them fund with, like, new motion capture, new performance capture. And then, the pandemic happens, UK is on lockdown, you can't do performance capture. So that did set them back a few months on that kind of stuff. So we'll see. So
one announcement I want to mention that's one I'm really excited for, that I think has kind of gone under the radar in a lot of discussions, because I'll freely admit the trailer itself wasn't all that exciting, but the announcement got me very excited.
Don't you take my announcement. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I actually, Finn, this might be one that you want to talk about.
Maybe you can talk about it together.
Yeah,
Justin, reveal the game.
Share it. Like, grown up.
We're finally getting a Wonder Woman game.
Motherfucker. Yes.
From Monolith.
From Monolith. And
with
basically all we know
that
about
the Nemesis system is in.
Yeah, basically all we know about it is it's an open world game and it's going to have the Nemesis system, but we're finally getting a game starring Wonder Woman, and I'm really excited because I've wanted a Wonder Woman game for a really long time.
That game is not coming out till 2024, guaranteed.
Oh, it's a long way off.
It's early in development. But what's actually cool, I just want to interject this. This is some inside. I hate that phrase, but like I've told Justin this before. Monolith has tried to make a Wonder Woman game in the past, and they have gotten turned down twice. They got pitches turned down twice, and that's why they ended up doing the Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War games in Middle Earth. So to see them get this pitch accepted and now they're actually doing it, I'm like, all right, what did you bring to the table this time? Like, what got it through this time? So I'm with you all. It looks cool.
And of course, we don't know a whole lot about the game yet. The fact that it's using the Nemesis system, like, that is something, and we've talked about this before. I think all of us have talked about it together. It's at one point or another. The Nemesis system is something that we expected to see more of, and it's only popped up on those two Middle Earth games, and that's it.
I mean, it's something that like is so good you want to see it in every game, but
like in a fucking Batman game, like,
but
like, and so it is so cool.
It was
to see
game defining.
I've got like this mental picture now of like Wonder Woman like beating some guy up with her lasso of truth, and then he comes back like 30 minutes later. He's like, "Oi, I know your face," and he's like,
"That's why they're probably gonna go mythological monsters."
His name is like. And since she made him tell the truth, his name is now like Jimmy the Liar. Like it's gonna be fucking.
Heck yes. You know what?
I can't fucking wait. I can't fucking wait.
And I was talking with Justin about this as well. Something cool about Wonder Woman is, and I love the Arkham games. You know that they're great and all that. But with Wonder Woman, out of the Trinity, out of all DC heroes recently, actually, you kind of thread the needle because Batman can't kill and Superman won't kill humans. He'll kill like super powerful aliens or whatever, and he's too powerful. Wonder Woman is perfect because she's OP, but it's believable in the context of a game. Like, she's not completely indestructible, and I think you can do some really interesting things.
And Wonder Woman will stomp someone's ball sack.
She will kill you.
Wonder Woman will say fuck.
Yeah, I'm about to go briefly comic nerd. I
Do
really
it,
hope
please.
Briefly.
I really hope that they take off of her Greek heritage. They've recently, in the New 52 aspect of Wonder Woman, made her be a daughter of Zeus, and so she's actually a demigod. And the bracers she wears, she finally had them taken off, and it turns out those were inhibiting her. And she had got all these dope ass god powers on top of the Wonder Woman like stuff, and her whole story dealt with all the Greek pantheon. And I'm really hoping, especially if we're gonna go like rampant, like bringing in Nemesis system, things that can come back, it's most likely we're gonna be dealing with mythological type people. So I'm hoping because that version of Wonder Woman was really like a cool twist on her mythology. So I don't know, man. They have so much to draw on lately, but I really hope that they go the Greek angle.
Yeah, I will definitely say when the Wonder Woman, it was pretty easy to tell early in the teaser that it was a Wonder Woman game. So I was like, ooh, this is very interesting. Good on you, Warner Brothers, for being willing to give Wonder Woman like the spotlight. And because I know that, Wonder Woman's solo film famously is one of the better received, if not the best received of the recent DC films, but like, you're still choosing to make something about a property that is its main character is a woman, and that's increasingly rare these days. But I was like, okay, good on you, but I'm curious how this is going to be. And then it was like from Monolith, and I was like, I'm in!
Like, I am sure that part of the reason that this pitch got kicked down a couple times is because, executives were like, I don't know.
Well, right. Wonder Woman's the one of the Trinity that never gets the attention the other two do.
Let her have her fucking video game. Don't lean too hard on characters like Superman or Batman or, but I'm just afraid that they're going to stuff like characters like Superman or Batman or, the Flash.
I don't think
so.
Throat. I think this is going to be a wonderful opportunity for them to lean fully into the Wonder Woman comics and pull material that most people are not deeply familiar with.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like the way the Arkham games really mined the depths of Batman's rogue gallery. Like, I'm hoping
I think
that
Monolith cares. I think that they do. I mean, look at those two Middle-earth games. I think they care, and I think they want to make something that really dives into unexplored corners in pop media, at least, of Wonder Woman. So, yeah.
So, there, of course, that was not the only announcement we had. I want to...
No, there were 3 whole announcements.
Three whole announcements we had. I want to focus on Halo, the television show. Of course, we got our first trailer for the Halo TV series.
Looks
which
fine.
Honestly,
looks good.
If you'd have shown me this and said, John, this is a commercial, this is a holiday commercial for Halo Infinite, I would have believed you. Like it looked like an Xbox commercial, which I guess is...
I don't know if that you mean that as a good thing or a bad thing, because I thought the trailer was like pretty good. I thought the armor looked as good as it was going to be for a TV series.
I thought it was fine. But then again, like I don't.
It's like set during Halo 1, but not the story of Halo 1 specifically.
And one thing I actually want to jump in on this. One thing they've actually explained is like they aren't beholden. How do I put this? They're not beholden to the canon in terms of, oh, we're trying to weave this in, so this is happening while this game is happening and this is happening. Like, it's going to be what the Last of Us show is doing, which is like, no, this is an interpretation.
It's its version. Yeah, I'm about that.
Canon. It's going to be similar. It's going to have similar events, but we're going to do differences and, just deal with it. It's okay. It's not a contradiction. It's its own thing. And honestly, that is probably the best choice they could make. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, again,
I'll watch it. Let's go.
I can give a shit about Halo. I'm probably not going to watch it because I'm just not interested in it, but it looked fine for what it was.
I'll watch it. I like Halo now. That's the thing that Zach would be proud of. How is it that the entire time Zach was on this podcast, I was never a Halo fan, and as soon as Zach leaves, I become a Halo fan?
You become a Halo fan.
The balance of energy changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Transfer.
It's perfectly balanced.
I will say, a Halo series is something that'll get me to try out Paramount Plus. I don't think I'd be checking out Paramount Plus otherwise.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Justin.
We had some more trailers there. Real quick. We had seen
talk Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Let Matthew bring up a topic. Damn, y'all keep jumping
Finn,
ahead.
take
Damn.
Sonic. Let's
Finn,
go.
why don't you bring up Sonic?
No.
Finn, please.
Well, I was
bring up
gonna.
Sonic.
Okay, because Sonic
my
looked
boy.
friggin' dope. Derek, take it ahead. Take it away.
Oh, the only thing I really want to bring up is it's very funny that Idris Elba was like, I'm not trying to make my voice sexy as Knuckles. And then the entire
wants to
internet
fuck Knuckles
heard
now.
Knuckles and was like, you're fucking wrong.
Yep.
Knuckles
I will
is
say
now
having
incredibly
Dewey
fuckable.
Duck on stage to introduce it was absolutely delightful. He was he was the best presenter of the night.
What was going on with Jim Carrey?
That was awesome.
You know
I
what?
was
Just
laughing my fucking ass.
Good.
He's
I
just
liked
fine.
it, but I don't know why.
Grade it in the grinder. Like, it's so,
I
don't
couldn't
know
tell
the
you
fuck
what it
that
was,
means.
but it was great.
Right?
I'm just happy Jim Carrey's around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's well, and like this is actually one of his best roles in years because they're just letting him be Jimmy. Like he shows up and they're like, just be yourself.
He can be full Ace
Like-
Ventura and it works. Like,
Yeah.
good. Good.
But we had the Sonic. There's a game too, a big open world.
That's what I'm actually more excited about.
Apparently
I'd
open
like
world.
to be excited about it. I don't
Finn,
know.
Finn, is it open world? Like is
We
is
don't
that
know.
what this is?
The vibe I got immediately was this is Sonic's Breath of the Wild moment.
The
Fair enough.
Honest to the
word
Wild.
is that it is
Breath of the Sonic.
sort of open world as like an overworld, but then there are actual levels that you enter through the overworld that are more traditional. That's last time I was reading into leaks and rumors that are mostly substantiated by this point. So,
I'm frustrated that like guys, are we like
is it
not
going to be
everything-
good or not? That's what I don't care what they're changing. Just
yeah,
let it
but
be
not
good.
everything has to be Breath of the Wild though.
Does
like,
it matter? It's Sonic. It's gonna look. Let it be good. That's all that matters.
Well,
Is it
I
gonna
mean,
be good?
I will remind everyone that 3D
I can't
Sonics
do-
traditionally do not nail the landing.
cannot do another bad Sonic game. I don't
I
have it in my
hope.
heart.
I have hope, okay? Am I
have
a
to
fool
believe.
for having the hope? Probably. Do I still have it? Absolutely.
Okay, Finn.
I'm with you, Finn.
Finn, can you or Derek as well?
No, Finn.
Can you? All right, Finn. Can you deny that you would have been more excited about a Sonic Mania 2?
I mean, I would have that, but there's
Yeah.
room for both.
I don't know. A Sonic Mania 2 would have been like I can guarantee that will be a good time. But here's the thing. Sonic Mania I did not enjoy as much as I enjoyed Sonic Generations. Sonic Generations nailed
Generations was awesome.
nailed the modern Sonic gameplay.
I liked Sonic Colors.
And I would have just Sonic Colors was
Sonic
very good
Colors
as
was also
well.
fun too.
And more of that would have been good, but instead we got Sonic Lost World
Yeah.
and then Sonic Forces.
Lost
Well,
Sonic
what about
Forces.
Sonic and the Black Knight on the Wii?
We don't fucking talk about the
Can we
Wii games.
please? Can
I just
we
want
please
Shadow the
get
Hedgehog
Shadow
too,
the
so-
Hedgehog remaster? Like, please,
Oh,
let's get that
no,
Shadow
get
the
outta
Hedgehog
here.
going.
Remove friend.
Yeah, sorry. Boot him from chat.
But that's the thing. A good when 3D Sonic games are like decent to good, they're a wonderful time. And I've played Sonic 1 through 3 enough times that like, hey, we made it again is not meaningful to me. You've got to give me something that isn't that. I've played Sonic 2 too many fucking times to play it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I gotcha. I
So,
know. Like,
I just hope that Sonic Frontiers is good. It
So-
was confirmed to be called Sonic Frontiers, right?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
Sonic Frontiers.
Okay.
That's
one
about
of the-
all we got from that trailer, right? It was
Yeah,
kinda
that was it. There was just
yeah,
Sonic standing
environments,
around in a
basically.
big mountainy field, doing that Breath of the Wild pan.
I just want
over
a
the,
Sonic
over the land.
Adventure 3, right? Like Sonic Adventure 2 was so close to being an actually good 3D Sonic game.
You know what? We just need Sonic Chronicles 2 by BioWare. Give us our Sonic turn-based RPG again.
Well,
Remove
so
friend.
can I? I think we. So can we all agree that the biggest surprise of the night was the Expanse, a Telltale series?
That was kind of
um,
wild.
I was
Yeah.
not expecting that.
what?
I thought
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
Was that a thing that was leaked?
No.
No, it was a genuine surprise.
it was a genuine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
There's
was
gonna
a
be
surprise.
an Expanse game from Telltale.
I've never watched The Expanse, but like
I've never
everyone
seen it
I know
either,
loves
but-
it. So
It's good. Do you like Mass Effect? Then you will
Damn
like
it,
the
you guys
Expanse.
should
Okay,
definitely
well.
watch The Expanse. It's friggin' great.
yeah.
I will
I
say,
need-
as great as that one was, my friend literally called me up from home to gush about the Star Trek Resurgence one. Because Telltale announced the second one, or Dramatic
Yeah.
Labs, which is they used to be pre-Telltale staff or former Telltale staff.
Right.
Star
right,
Trek
right.
Resurgence. He called me up, and that was like his geek out moment. He's a Star Trek fanatic, and that like made his day. Star Trek as a whole is having a whole ass resurgence. So good for them.
And I'm happy. I'm
you know,
happy
I'll
for
have to-
fans.
I have to say
I'm
that
not one of them, but
Me
the
either,
game that
but
got
good for them.
the game that got announced that like wins my I don't give a shit about this at all award is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I'm so tired of Gearbox.
You know what? I'm so excited for it.
see, if I take Gearbox out of the equation, I just haven't been really lit up by Borderlands. I loved Borderlands 1 at the time.
I love to.
Borderlands 2 I was hyped for and then never finished, much less all the DLC. Like I just couldn't bring myself to. So by the time we hit Borderlands 3, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't find it charming, but people do, and I guess I'm happy for them.
I don't really know what to think about Wonderlands because like the trailers haven't really enthused me all that much. I didn't bother playing Borderlands 3, but like the DLC of Borderlands
It just seems
2
like more of the DLC, right,
well,
Justin?
but that
Because it
was
was
like
the
my
best
favorite
DLC.
piece of Borderlands content.
Yeah, same.
So like there, even though I haven't been enthused by what I've seen, you know, I was really taken back by the writing in that. I thought it was really smart and charming in a way a lot of the other Borderlands stuff hasn't been. So I am keeping a curious eye on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
So I'm trying to get some. Oh, guys, we got to talk about Lord of the Rings Gollum and that fucking art style.
Oh my
Like-
god,
like-
that weird overly full ball sack of a child.
I don't
I
like
hate it.
I don't like it.
Oh, I hate
like-
it.
This
like
game has been so weird to me since it was first announced just as a name, and we didn't even see it.
Who asked for this?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't.
Lord of the
Me
Rings
and this
fans.
Gollum game is the like sickos laughing.
I'm
thing.
only
Like I just
thankful-
love that that somebody is making a Gollum game.
I
Yeah,
know
I'm
multiple
only
people that are
thankful-
excited about it. So
Yeah.
you keep saying like who asked for it. Lots of people are excited.
I'd have
'cause
been
it's more
into
Lord
it.
of the
I was
Rings.
kind of into it
I haven't
until
s-
we saw the teaser and we saw Gollum. What the fuck? I'm
Yeah,
only
like-
thankful that my wife was out of the room at the time that trailer played because I
He looks like a weird
No.
fleshy Simpsons character. Like I don't like
yeah.
it. I don't like it. But that's what he looks like. But like, you know, Finn says
Oh.
everybody like I have seen.
I didn't say
no
not
hype for that.
everybody. I just know lots
he's
of
like
people.
if testicular cancer
But
came
See, John,
to life.
John, you're focused on the Twitter like sphere. You have to think broader. The people like that make Lord of the Rings such a global phenomenon, like the same people that are gonna buy
It's
Harry
my
Potter.
favorite, but it's my favorite book of all time, and I'm like, who cares about Gollum?
See,
like,
that's the
like,
thing. I'm not with John in terms of I think the idea of a game focused on Gollum could be very interesting, and I wanted this game. Like I was curious about this game. I was really excited for a trailer. There's a trailer for what was obviously the Gollum
and then
game,
You saw it.
and then this overly stuffed ball sack of a cave child crawled on screen with his big googly eyes.
Why
And,
does he look like that? I don't fucking know.
and part of me died.
Why is
Right
he? I'm
there.
looking at him right now. Why does he look like this? It's
Am
so
I going
fucking
crazy?
off-putting.
Because he didn't look that different
He
than what I
looks
expected him to look
so
like.
bad.
It's the art style. Like, oh god, he looks like a hillbilly. Like it's just weird. Like it's
Hey,
just
now.
I can't.
I'm
no,
an
like,
Appalachian American, and I take
Jared, I'm talking
offense.
about like one of those hillbillies like that you see in the movies that like you know those cannibal mutant hillbilly. Like he just looks so off-putting. It's just so weird. I just oh, another announcement. I hate saying this name out loud.
Are we gonna talk about the Silent Hill guys' new game?
So Slitterhead
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
somebody else
Yeah.
say that, please? I can't say that fucking
Slitterhead.
Oh,
That is. I feel like I belong in jail for saying that.
oh.
I do. Hang on, I'm getting a call from my fucking HR lady because I said that out loud at home. Oh,
All right, everybody on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Slitterhead. God, they managed to find a name for this game that's as uncomfortable as all of Silent Hill is.
I don't like it. But the game looks fucking cool. I just like I'm just terrified of Vicky walking into the room and like, what are you playing?
Slitterhead. And she's like, I don't know why I want to punch you for saying that, but I
yeah.
do want to punch you for saying that.
She's like, I still love you.
I don't think
just
being
don't
queer and
wanna be
agender
around
protects me from having
no,
said
you
that
forfeit
name out
that.
loud.
You forfeit
Right.
that. Like,
No.
That's
I'm
an asterisk
still,
mark.
in trouble.
Yeah, and so was anybody else like weirded out by the tonal shifts in this trailer? Like the horrifying shit with that like really bouncy, happy music. Like it was.
I loved it.
That's very Japanese.
Love that.
That's a very
Yeah,
Japanese horror aesthetic.
It's not what I expected, but it totally makes sense. Very manga inspired. Like,
Yeah,
Was there a release date attached to this?
no.
not to
there-
my knowledge.
Although they have previously said they want to deliver this game in 2023. They have said that in interviews.
So
back
that means
before-
2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these creatures actually remind me of necromorphs from Dead Space. With the huge
Necromorphs had a lot of like Japanese body horror.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, The Thing. So actually,
Yeah.
a lot of Japanese body horror draws a lot from The Thing.
There's
so.
definitely some Junji Ito in there as well.
Yeah, yeah.
early.
Yeah, no, we had been talking about that actually during the very, very Junji Ito. Side note, I'm trying to get my hands on some of that manga. I can't find it.
Told you,
fucking
man. You got to get
anywhere.
Uzumaki.
Like, yeah, apparently that's his. I keep hearing that's his magnum opus. But yeah, no, that horror game looks really good. I can't fucking say it. I can't fucking say that name again.
Slitterhead. I will take that sin upon myself so that you don't have to.
What does that name mean?
You'll
We're
find
all
out.
going to find out together.
I don't.
Questions
No,
about Slitterhead will be answered in Slitterhead.
when you're ready for Slitterhead, Slitterhead will be ready for you.
Like it sounds like a grindhouse title, honestly. Like
Yeah.
you can almost hear that that type of
Yeah.
like narration in the trailer.
You know what it is? I-
theaters near you.
No, literally there. I feel like I'm in a grimy, filthy, not okay theater name.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about being on this podcast.
Well.
I
was
can
gonna spare you,
feel
John, but-
any woman who's ever been interested in me immediately filing a restraining order.
Yeah.
For the fact that I said that out loud.
Like, can you imagine you're sitting at a bar and someone and some attractive man or woman asks you what you do, and you're like, oh, I'm a game designer. Oh, that's awesome. What are you working on? I'm working on. Slitterhead. No, wait, come back. No, come back.
Why does this always happen?
But it's I'm Slitterhead.
Can I move away from this uncomfortably named game
Please.
and give
Yes.
2 rapid fire shout outs, the things that maybe I might be the only person on this podcast that cares about.
We'll see.
I care about Finn too.
One is Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2.
Nope, I'm in with you.
Yeah,
Never expected that.
I know. How wild. I love Warhammer 40k Space Marine. It's probably my favorite Warhammer licensed game that I've played, and it's one of the only ones I really deeply enjoyed. It's a rare example of a game. There were so many Gears of War clones in the 360 generation.
It's the only good Gears of War clone.
Yes, and in fact, it's better because it's one of the only third-person shooters to figure out how to marry third-person shooter combat with a melee combat system.
Mm-hmm.
It understood. That's the word.
Understanded?
It understood how it needed to change the camera when you're in melee mode versus when you're in shooter mode and not make either feel like a cheap tacked on part. It felt like a complete third-person shooter married to a complete decent melee hack and slash.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
The thing the thing that really just stood out to me about the like Space Marine announcement is that like I figured at some point we'd get another game in the same vein as Space Marine. Sure. I didn't think we were going to get a literal Space Marine 2.
Yeah, but as soon as I saw those Ultramarines in the blue, I was like, oh, I know what's coming.
By the way, like tomorrow we have a piece of pre-recorded content from me, Derek, and Jeff dropping where we talked about the NVIDIA list. That big leak that happened earlier this year. Mm-hmm. Space Marine 2 was on that list.
Yes,
and I think that's an impossible thing to fucking guess.
Like
so you can listen to that for more
listen to that
about
tomorrow.
That,
but I was not aware that game was on the list until after the award show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, the other one is Crossfire X. Which,
I'm with you on this one too.
Remember that?
Yeah,
I'm with you on this
Remedy,
one too.
Right here,
right? Making the campaign.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I have heard from people who got to see previews all the way back in July 2020, by the way, so a long time ago, that like this is the closest thing to a modern fear. Is the way it was explained at the time. It's like
why would you say that
Remedy
to me?
doing the whole slow-mo first-person shooter. So like,
why would you say that to me?
I mean, I'm just look. I'm quoting someone else here. So, but I mean, I think the idea of Remedy doing first-person is cool. I don't care what the story is. Like, I literally do not care. I don't know. I have no idea. But Remedy plus first-person shooting, yeah. Let's see what it is. Derek, you good there?
What are you doing, Derek?
I ascended for a moment. Anyway,
Fair.
We had a release date for Forspoken, with its hip hoppy gait.
I did not like that.
I hate
did
that
not like
shit.
that.
I fucking hate that shit.
It's a shame. I'm really looking forward to that game. And,
Game looks amazing, and I'm not gonna let some stupid guys quote.
Yeah. Like that
ruin
sucks, but I'm hopeful that doesn't like translate to any actual problems with the game. This still looks like a fun fantasy game with a young black woman or woman of color in general. I don't know that she's specifically black.
I think she's black, and
Okay.
it's a young black woman with a story written completely without a single black woman in the room.
See, and again, that sucks. But like, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna say but, because I know that there's a lot of black friends in the space for whom that is a huge deal to them, and I have the benefit of being white, and for that to not be as much of a personal issue for me. I guess my hope is that the game comes out and the game is really good, and it can be a very good fantasy game with a woman of color as the lead, of which we are sorely lacking black women as protagonists in games. So,
well, we did get a release date. It's May 24th.
The trailer looked real good. That was one of my highlights.
That
of
trailer,
the whole show.
see, it's still giving me. I've been saying forever that game looks to me. It's given me Dragon's Dogma vibes, which is it's a game that's punching way above its weight class, and it's probably not going to work for a lot of people. But for people that manage to nail like and connect to that vibe and connect to the weird shit that it's trying to do, it's going to be irreplaceable. So yeah, I'm really betting this is the Dragon's Dogma of 2022, which is going to be ironic because Dragon's Dogma 2 will be announced in 2022.
Well, we also have to talk about the boyfriend dungeon of 2022, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What?
What?
Wait, what's that? What?
Thirsty suitors, fam. Let's talk thirsty suitors. So excited.
No, well, hold on. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because he's got a chainsaw. It's a weapon.
No,
John, what are you talking about?
That was a
Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, you losers.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm literally fucking talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game that was announced at the Game Awards.
Uh-huh.
Do we not remember this game?
Oh,
I remember. I'm just trying to understand what that
was a
segue
terrible
was.
segue.
Evil Knievel couldn't have made that jump.
It's not supposed to mean anything. I'm fucking.
Well, congratulations, you nailed it.
Everybody, calm down. Go eat some fucking fruit or something. Get some sugar in your body. Fucking lower those temperatures a little bit.
I can't touch grass. It's winter. All the grass is dead.
Yeah, the grass is dead.
What's winter?
This was from I was not aware of this. I must have missed this one. This is from the creators of the Friday the 13th game. So hopefully they did a better job of locking that license down for this than they did for Friday the 13th.
Well, Friday the 13th thing isn't their fault. It like that's a whole huge that's a huge licensing minefield that ended up
I mean,
being.
Friday the 13th also stunk royally, so I have no real expectations for this. If you're excited about it, more power to you. But I played Friday the 13th a couple times, and it was.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, Sam, you were. Yeah, it was. It was an experience. Finn, what was the game that you wanted to talk about?
Thirsty Suitors
Thirsty
Yes.
Suitors.
by the creators of Falcon Age. It was the one with the Indian protagonist, and it's about her love life. It gave me strong. When you said boyfriend dungeon, I thought that's what you were talking about. I got Scott Pilgrim vibes because you had to like fight her exes and deal with her overbearing mother, and it looked amazing. It's being published by Annapurna, and you know they don't miss. So if they said yes, then it's already got to be on my radar. And
I've been dealing with an overbearing mother for years. Get on my level.
Thirsty Shooters looked amazing. A bunch of the indie games shown at the awards like kind of jumped right into my wheelhouse. Most notably, I think the best one was what was it called? The one where you played as Death. Oh, Have a Nice Death.
Yeah,
Where-
that looked fun.
Yeah, that one looked cool.
Death looked
Interesting, yeah.
amazing, and it looked like it had a really good charm and humor to it.
It reminded me a lot of Death Jr. I don't know if you guys remember those
Yeah,
games on like the PSP.
wow.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, sorry, Finn. Go ahead.
no, they're just I had never
go
heard
ahead.
of it before, but apparently it had been announced. It was called Steel Rising, the ultimate alternate reality game where Louis the 16th or something built robot automatons to defeat the rebellion.
Yep.
That game looked awesome. Yeah, Steel Rising.
Based on true events, of course. Based on
Yeah.
historical.
Also the
events.
only game involving a 16 that'll come out anytime soon.
Wow, that's cold, Finn. That's cold. Final Fantasy 16 comes out next year. I choose to believe.
We all choose to believe.
I also want to point out. So this was not a game, but this is still really fucking cool to see. Riot Games announced Sessions Diana, which is an album of copyright-free music that streamers and content creators can use without getting DMCA'd. I thought that was fucking cool. It's about goddamn time.
So what benefit does this do?
So for
As
streamers-
somebody who streamed but clearly is not a part of like streamer culture,
so
right?
so the issue with streaming on Twitch has things have gotten so bad with content creators getting takedown strikes for their if there's a brief clip of you can't even sing the lyrics to something without because that could potentially get you
Right. I get all that.
a copyright
so far.
strike.
I'm with
So
you.
what this does is right. So okay, so were you going to keep going, or
How does this allow me to sing a Beatles song without getting copyright?
It doesn't
strike?
do that.
It doesn't. Okay.
It doesn't do that. What it
I
is,
figured.
it is a huge library of music that's right there for any content creator or streamer to use. And since it's all copyright free, anybody can use it without having to get taken
Why would
down
you use it?
because
How?
Because
What?
how?
It's
need
music you can
something
put on if
you put on a
if you
stream.
can't play the
like
in-game
the
music
game's
or,
music
like-
Oh,
or just
okay.
want to play some music in the background.
Yeah,
Because
like a discussion
I'm playing
like this, if you
Halo
wanna
1
have
and
music
Marty
in the
O'Donnell's
background,
copyright
yeah.
claiming my stream. Right. Got it.
Yeah, like it's
Okay.
or if you want to do like a piece of pre-recorded content, you want something playing in the background while
I
you're
get
doing
it.
it. Like yeah. So it sucks that's
You
a
mean
thing that has
not
to happen
everyone
at
has
all.
dads who compose original music?
Yeah, it's weird.
God, yeah. Okay, fine.
So that was nice to see. What else did we have announcement wise? Because I know we did want to talk about the things that weren't there that we expected to see. I want to make sure we're not missing any of the
We are.
big announcements.
Sorry, Finn. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, we are missing a couple.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead
Stuff
and
that
give me
was
one.
there is more important, so.
What?
I said the stuff that was there is more important, so yeah.
Look, we didn't see much of it, but we're getting both Homeworld 3 and a Dune 4
Yes.
real-time strategy game.
Yeah, new
Yes.
Dune RTS. That's really
I don't
interesting
think-
considering Dune.
Considering that Dune is the originator of the modern RTS.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that
take it.
hyped me up, and we got gameplay for two previously known games that I'm both very excited about. The new Saints Row reboot, looks
Yeah.
stupid fun, and I'm very excited.
I'm here for
And
Saints Row.
Plague Tale Requiem.
Yes.
That gameplay looked friggin' dope. And then also we got the Cuphead DLC looking great and with an actual release date. And bonus, they fucking named their game, their DLC, to be an acronym DLC.
Yeah,
and
the
for
delicious
that,
last
they
course.
course. Yeah, it's
so
good.
many
That
bonus
took me
points
far
for
too
me.
long to catch because I'm an idiot.
That's why they literally spelled it out for you.
Right. And I still didn't get it for way too long. So,
Well,
I am surprised that Finn has not brought up Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
There's a reason.
Why is that?
oh,
Finn?
Finn doesn't like it.
I do not.
Why not, Finn?
I'll have to play it to figure out if I like it or not. Probably.
It's already not what I like with it being focused on online shooter co-op or whatever. Like that's just not my bag. And I just feel like Rocksteady's kind of squandered on that. And I might be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. Also, again, the comic snobbery coming out of me. Why is Captain Boomerang the one with super speed? And I understand you need a flash type, and I'm sure they'll give a reason in game, but it's stupid.
He's got like a teleporter or something.
Because
like...
his fucking son canonically has super speed and was part of the Suicide Squad and part of the Flash Rogues. They should have just had Boomer's son be part of it and have Captain Boomerang be captured or whatever, because then we don't have to bullshit our way into a reason for Captain Boomerang to have super speed. We can be like, oh yeah, it's his fucking son who's a speedster. Cool.
But I do have King Shark.
Feel?
But we do have King Shark.
Yeah, but
cool.
but like big, dumb, childlike King Shark is better than articulate King Shark. Like,
No, the best King Shark is still Ron Funch's King Shark and the
Yes.
Harley Quinn cartoon.
I don't even know
Yes.
what that means.
You gotta watch the
100%.
Harley Quinn cartoon because
John, you're missing out.
King Shark and the Harley Quinn cartoon. He's voiced by Ron Funches, so
Yep,
he talks
and
like
he's a
this.
computer hacker.
And he's a computer hacker. And he's a
perfect.
social media expert.
it's
And if you
perfect.
ever bring me inferior toilet wine again, I'm gonna be forced to
was
shank
supposed
you
to
in the shower. And we both know I don't want to do that.
Oh, fresh fish. What have I told you about using that word? I will fucking murder.
Every goddamn
all of you.
one of you with my bare hands.
Oh,
I guess
King
if I
Shark-
cared at all about DC Comics, I would watch.
It doesn't
but-
matter.
You don't have
Watch
to
Harley
like DC
Quinn.
Comics.
King
Just-
Shark is a king.
You just have to
and a
like
shark.
good shows and comedy.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
very
knows
good.
I don't like good shows.
Obviously.
Or games or
Yeah, you're right, Finn. Final
Opinions.
Fantasy VI sucks, Finn. I hate it.
wow. At least someone finally had the balls to say it.
Wow. So I think we've hit most of the major announcements here. There was the Rumbleverse, which I don't. Okay,
Not for us, but
yeah.
cool.
I don't really cool. Tunic, which looks like
Yes, I
Zelda.
forgot about that.
Tunic looks lovely every time we see it.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like
works
seeing
for
games that have been announced and had trailers before, but a second time, and sure, I'm okay with that. I'm good. These games need. I loved a lot of these small indie titles getting a lot of attention right alongside stuff like Alan Wake 2, and Crossfire X. So yeah,
Well, actually, something right up Derek's alley. Dune Spice Wars.
we brought that
Yeah,
up.
I said that.
We brought that.
Oh, did we?
Finn said
Okay,
it.
all right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Dune. All right. I must have missed
I'm
that.
awful at RTS games.
I know you. Yeah.
I'm historically awful at RTS games.
I love them so much.
I love
It's
them.
like
I'm
my
just
premier
bad.
genre.
Nightingale, which was set in it's a survival game, which immediately turns me off.
Yep.
Set it like the setting is cool, but as soon as I saw survival, I was like, oh well, like I don't care about that.
It looked like Fortnite survival.
It did.
I'm all right.
It did. Yeah,
Not my jam.
I'm cool. That is really it for the major announcements. I'm going through the list here. I'm pretty sure we got everything. As far as games that weren't there, or
biggest
things,
absence, because I know where John wants to go, and I need to cut you off with the thing that's actually the biggest absence. Biggest absence is no Nintendo.
No, that's where I was
really.
going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were
That
going
is-
someplace different.
No,
so.
We both
Nintendo
know
being
where
absent.
he's eventually going.
No,
Yeah.
Nintendo being absent was the absolute biggest thing.
It was really
I-
weird.
I was not expecting that.
Considering how
Um,
big they'd been at previous shows, like I was surprised. Well, actually, someone pointed out that outside of a Halo TV spot, all three were really missing in terms of their first party output. Well, Hellblade.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Hellblade, I would say.
Hellblade, and then there was
Yeah.
that Horizon Machines trailer.
Yeah.
But that was about
That's
it.
about it.
But yeah, for the most part, all three were conspicuously absent from the show. So hopefully that
Which-
means they have their own shows coming up.
Well, one, I think that tells us that we'll probably get that big Nintendo Direct in January like we normally do. I think this probably means we'll get a state of play here announced relatively soon. Because Sony and Nintendo marched to the beat of their own drum. But like you said, like even Microsoft's presence was light there as far as first party content goes. So I mean, but Nintendo was the big one for me because I was sure that we would get a look at either like Breath of the Wild or Breath of the Wild 2, or I'm sorry, the sequel, The Legend of Zelda, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which keep that fucking name, Nintendo. Just fucking do it.
Legends.
I fucking love it. Or I was thinking that this would be the year we would get a look at like Metroid Prime 4 finally, since coming off the success of Dread, I feel like the Metroid anvil is hotter now than it has been.
There's no way they were gonna have enough turnaround. I don't think anyone expected Dread to hit as hard as it did.
Yeah.
And there's no way they could have prepared with that short a turnaround to be like, okay, well, if Dread's big, we got to get an early teaser for 4 back out. Like,
or at least just like something cinematic, or maybe like a look at that, whatever they're doing with Metroid Prime, whether it's a remake or a remaster.
Like we said the week before Game Awards, like, I expected something, either Zelda or Metroid Prime, and we got neither because we got nothing. So that's very interesting. Presumably Nintendo's just saving up to do a big January Direct.
That's what I'm thinking too.
That's historically they do a beginning of the year Direct,
and it'll probably be a big ass meaty fucking Direct.
It's usually one of their biggest ones.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that was weird. John, move on to the thing that I thought you were going to say.
So Final Fantasy 16. I thought that.
Oh, that.
I thought we might get Final Fantasy 16 this year, or at the Game Awards. Simply, well, hold on.
I'm upset because this isn't the thing I meant, but now that John has said it, it both is a thing that was, it's both reasonable, but also something I would have expected out of John. And I just don't know how to
Derek,
reconcile
I'm not
those.
sure what you're referring to now, because these are both of the things that I thought John was going to talk
I
about.
thought John was going to harp on
Justin.
Chrono Cross.
But no, like, so we had been told by Yoshi P that we would see more of Final Fantasy 16 in 2021.
And then we never did.
And we never did.
Yep.
He came right out and said we wanted to be at the Tokyo Game Show, but we just couldn't get ready in time. We're hoping to have something soon. So, I'm thinking, okay, like, the Game Awards is really like, unless Sony does a state of play or something, like the Game Awards is really your last shot. And so I was thinking we would finally get like a deeper dive into the game with maybe like a holiday 2022 release date, and that just didn't happen. So I mean, it's obvious we're not seeing anything more of the game this year. So I don't know, Finn, were you expecting anything out of Final Fantasy 16, or did you at least have like a vague hope, like do something?
I had a vague hope, but it's like you said, like we were constantly told it's happening this year at some point. So every major video game event and every Sony state of play and every like thing, I kept expecting something, like some new look, but we still have not seen anything since the debut trailer.
Just never happened.
E3 came and went, PAXs came and went, Gamescom came and went, Tokyo Game Show came and went.
Yeah.
The Summer Games Fest came and went. And then the Game Awards felt like the best place to do it because Square Enix has traditionally like shown up at these more for their Western games than anything.
Right.
But you know what? They haven't shied away from doing bigger stuff, and it doesn't get much bigger than Final Fantasy 16 for them. So it feels weird that, and at least like maybe Yoshi P could have come out and been like, hey, my bad. That was our plan. COVID complications have continued longer than we thought. I apologize, but we won't be seeing Final Fantasy 16 until 2022. And then I would have been fine. Yeah. But now every time something gets announced, I'm like, oh, is this going to be where it shows up?
Is this it?
Is this it? Because then Sony will come out and be like, we're doing a state of play to focus on our new games coming from our trusted partners. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be Final Fantasy 16. And they're like, ha, nope. And I'm like, oh, man.
And there's something else I thought, there's something else Final Fantasy related I thought we might get, and we didn't. And Sam, keep your ears open on this one. I thought that this would be the time we either got Final Fantasy VII announced for Xbox, or we had Final Fantasy XIV announced for Xbox, and neither of those happened.
Well, I can answer both of those on Final Fantasy XIV. They've got some issues to deal with, and there are talks happening there, but like they got issues to deal with. On Final Fantasy VII, Sony is throwing money at them 7 ways to Sunday, and they are doing everything they can.
That's not leaving PlayStation, is it?
I mean,
it's on PC. It came out on PC.
Well, I'm talking about consoles.
He's talking about consoles. I mean, I never say never these days with non-first party stuff, but like it'll be 2024.
It'll be like once the next one comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Then they'll be like, all right, Xbox,
so 2025.
We'll give you the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I just want to circle back to Final Fantasy 16 because I agree with both of you. And at this point, whether it's a result of the pandemic or just maybe they were bolder than they should have been, or both, I'm going to suggest that this game isn't as far along as people thought it was and have been saying it was. Because at this point, like even.
It's a numbered Final Fantasy game. It's going to take a fucking while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's even outside of that because, like, I know they brought in a different team to work on this one, a team that hasn't, no offense to Nomura, but a team that hasn't been led by Nomura in the past, and suffered all those delays. But at the same time, like, even if the pandemic is a thing, even if COVID delayed stuff, you would have something by now. Like, I'm sorry, like, you would have something put together. If this game was as far along as a lot of the insider crowd was hyping it up to be, there would have been something by now.
So the only thing I'll say is that Yoshi P has said, like, I think like a month ago, he was like, the game is essentially done. They're just finishing up side quests. So I still believe.
I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
Yoshi P has a reputation for not wanting to show. Like, for example, he revealed Endwalker and it released 6 months later. Yoshi P is.
That's very different when you're talking about a live service game with steady content output like FF14 versus something like a full standalone release.
That's true. That's true.
But I believe Yoshi P in that it is farther along than people realize. But I also believe that the game is not 6 months away from release. And
no, I don't think it is either.
Things like COVID and the increase in scope, the scope creep that hits every Final Fantasy game reliably is causing it to take longer than he wanted.
I'm holding on to holiday 2022.
Yeah. Let me put this out there to you as well, Jonathan, because here's another thing you want to talk about Forspoken.
Jonathan.
Ooh, Jonathan. That means Sam is serious.
No, I said John and Finn. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan.
I'm not that bold.
Jonathan is their Hollywood couple name.
Jonathan is what happens when we combine our powers.
Yeah. No, but I mean, another thing is, like, look at the fact that Square Enix is heavily promoting Forspoken, and that's middle of May. Like, not even early May. That's middle of May. So
yeah.
Just, I don't know.
You got to get that out of the way.
Sam, did you say you're not that bold? You can call me Jonathan, dude. It's okay.
Okay.
So,
this seems like a trap. Just
can I bring up something that was missing that I think is interesting?
Yes, you can.
And I know Finn will have some way in here. Nothing from NetherRealm was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Something is going on with NetherRealm.
Something happened in Injustice 3.
Yeah.
Is it Injustice 3 or Mortal Kombat?
I am beginning to believe.
Because there was a toy line that came out that said, as seen in Injustice 3, like there was a Dr. Fate figure that it had like Injustice 3 blazed on. It was the Injustice 3 Dr. Fate. There was a whole line of toys that never ended up coming out but got like revealed.
There was a rumor
3 line of toys
a long time ago that they were looking at Injustice 3, or that they were in the process of making Injustice 3, or considering canceling and moving fully into Mortal Kombat 12 because of the concerns over Warner Brothers selling, all of their gaming divisions off, which would mean that NetherRealm would not want to continue working with a Warner Brothers owned property. And I'm starting to think that might be true. Because here's the thing, by their very consistent schedule, Injustice 3 should have released this year. Instead, we have not heard a goddamn thing about what they're working on post Mortal Kombat 11.
Wasn't it supposed to be called like Gods Will Fall or something like that?
That's what's on the NVIDIA leak.
Okay.
But the word I am hearing is that they're moving on to Mortal Kombat 12, just doing that as a next gen title. And that might have thrown them off of their schedule, but it's starting to get very conspicuous. Yeah, that that NetherRealm has shown nothing, because
Years.
we should have seen Injustice 3 last year, and it should have been out this year. And
this is
instead, we've seen nothing.
And this is a little bit of how, like, a little too much how the sausage is made, but, like, NetherRealm is actually not a big AAA studio. They keep things lean and small, and they rely very heavily on remote contractors. And which is not a good thing, by the way, but what that would do is they're in a very good position in the pandemic. They would be one of the studios most, like, least affected by the transition to work from home.
COVID should not have hit them this hard compared to
a little
lot
bit, but not too much. So that is a very long-winded way of me saying I buy into the theory that something weird happened there, and they were told, hey, maybe don't be making an Injustice game if all of a sudden you can't use the DC licenses, and that puts you in a weird spot.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that was interesting.
Yep.
So Justin, go ahead.
Justin's
Something
got one.
I missed, because it's become kind of an annual tradition for the past couple of years,
Yes.
and it was something I sorely missed, was Vin Diesel coming out and showing one of the worst fucking game trailers I have ever seen.
Well, yeah, it's
Because both that Fast and the Furious trailer and the Arc 2 starring Vin Diesel trailer
the Past and the Furious.
were some of the funniest things I have ever
Vin
seen.
Diesel, Vin
Arc
Diesel
2.
in Chrono Cross remaster.
I love
like
that they ended that show on that Fast and Furious game and it ended up getting like a 32 on Metacritic. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, this is something I'm saying to be funny, but, like, also, I genuinely did kind of miss that energy of just some celebrity coming out and showing just a baffling trailer.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Dude, Arc 2 is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I was laughing so hard, oxygen was not getting to my brain.
It made about as much sense as like Billy Bob Thornton coming out and announcing Pepperidge Farm the game. Like,
I
it just
permanently
doesn't
lost brain cells the day of the Arc 2 reveal.
Oh my god, that was so good. Like when Vin Diesel showed up, I fucking lost it. Like that was so fucking good. So yes, now is the time where I will bring up Chrono Trigger and say, or Chrono Cross and say that, I thought look, let's face it, the game is obviously fucking real. It just wasn't announced there. I'm willing to bet that we'll probably get an announcement like at a State of Play or a Nintendo Direct or something. But yeah, like I was hoping it would be there, but I was also prepared for it not to be, just because, this is the Game Awards and you never fucking know. But yeah, this out of all of them, I don't know, you guys tell me what you think, but this one seemed like the biggest sure guess, and it just wasn't there.
I think everybody was expecting that to be there, so it was kind of weird not to see it, because we all know it's real.
Well, and also, I mean, the tie-in thing.
Yeah, it
Right.
seemed like it's imminent.
Yeah.
Like, is out. Like, that
Like,
tie-in. What
yeah.
game is it a tie-in
Another
with?
Eden.
Another Eden. Yeah. So, like, they have their, like, Chrono Cross celebration thing.
I got promo. Me and Finn got promo stuff for it in the mail. And so like I actually had a theory that because of that Another Eden crossover that same day, that it was going to shadow drop at the end of the show, and it's available right now. It would have made perfect sense, and it just didn't happen. Was there anything else missing that you guys were sure was going to be there?
Sure is a strong word, but I thought we might see a first look at the Last of Us TV show.
I was going to say that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they might just not be at a point, because they're still filming, and they're still scheduled to be filming for
and they
reshot.
they recast one of the characters recently.
So I think I wouldn't be
last-
surprised if they had intended to, just aren't at a point.
By the way,
where
just
they can do
Nick Offerman is Bill. Fuck yeah, bring it on.
Oh yeah,
I think the Last of Us TV show is also just likely to be way fucking bigger than most gaming media that would be shown off at the Game Awards. Like, The Last of Us is something that my parents will watch and have no fucking clue it's based on a video game. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So
I mean, and especially with Walking Dead ending in the next couple months, And like
yeah.
the amount of attention HBO shows get in general, I think there's going to be like a huge amount of attention that show gets, completely unrelated to the game.
Yeah, Last of Us is literally too big for the Game Awards at this point. So
the other thing I'll mention is
make this count because it's our last one.
Derek, when have you ever known me to actually make something count? So I was wait, you're not supposed to agree with that. So I was convinced that we were going to see something Resident Evil related, whether it's Resident Evil 8 DLC or a look at
nothing
Resident
Capcom
or a
other than a
nothing Capcom.
Monster Hunter
Yeah.
Rise trailer for a DLC that's already announced.
Well,
Okay.
and that was pre-show. Like that wasn't shown during the main show. I was sure, or that rumored, Resident Evil Outbreak or whatever Revelations 3 was going to be for the Switch. Like there's
Dragon's
all these
Dogma. What's up?
like no Capcom, and I was convinced we were going to see something Resident Evil there. Maybe Resident Evil 4 remake, like a look at that. Like, and there was just nothing. I was expecting, my money was on Resident Evil 8 DLC. And it just wasn't there. And that was really weird to me. And now thinking about the fact that Capcom really wasn't there, like I'm going back over all the other major developers that were completely absent from the show, and it's fucking weird. Like it's strange. We are
whack.
Life is
True
strange.
colors.
But the Game Awards show their true colors, Finn. You're right. So we are a minute past our time here. We didn't even get to who won what award, but Metroid Dread didn't win Game of the Year, so that sucks. That's that made
It
me
won
sad.
Best Action Adventure.
But it didn't win Game of the Year, and it is Game of the Year. Speaking of Game of the Year, we do need to do our Game of the Year show here soon, so I think we'll probably do that in early January. Talk about what our favorite games and runners-up this year were. Sam, it's always a pleasure, my man.
It was good. It was good to see your faces again.
Absolutely.
It was nice streaming the Game Awards, but it was good to see some faces again.
I'd rather see faces. I'd rather see faces than games, personally. Like, I would rather look at your faces all day than look at video games.
Aw.
Do you guys buy that? Do you believe that?
I do.
I'm gonna say yes.
You should. You should believe that. Well, as always, guys, it has been a pleasure to hang out with you tonight. Don't forget, hop on our Discord if you're not already in there. Have a good time. We got some merch. We need to actually set up a Nightbot for the merch, which we will have ready to go. Hopefully not next week, because we will be off next week due to the Christmas holiday. But I'm not doing anything for New Year's, so I don't see why we can't break in 2022 with a smile on this podcast here. But at any rate, if nobody has Derek, we need to set the store Nightbot up for Nightbot. I said the Nightbot. We need to set the Nightbot up first. Wow, this really is SDGC after hours. All right, everyone. Take care of each other, and remember, kindness costs nothing. We'll see you later.